Hello everybody, it's Soundwave Spectre here with another audio described clip. Today we're going to do Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. It's a PC game. It's a sandbox RPG fantasy-esque game. I, full disclosure, am terrible at this game. I just play the free mode where it's just a free battle you set up, and that's what we're going to do today. So here we are. We're picking the Battanians. We're going to be picking character is going to be Arentor. We're going to be playing as just a sergeant, not a commander, so we're just a soldier on the front lines, essentially. It's set up against the enemy leader being Timun. Sorry if I say that wrong. And he's going to be leading the Empire. Both forces are going to... It's going to be a pitch battle. Both forces are going to have 300. We're going to be battling in some foresty plains. And we have our troops allocated. We have 1/3 of our soldiers being infantry, melee, infantry ranged, and horses. The Imperial forces have 25% in melee ranged, melee, horse melee, and then also they have horse archers, which is going to be a problem for us. Just to show off what our characters look like here. Starting with our character Arentor, he's wearing all chainmail with blue cloth dressing. It leaves 2 eye holes and has a ponytail-like head dressing, some kind of head tail. He's got a 2-handed axe that's about the size of him, a sword, and 6 tomahawks. The other enemy is Temen. He is a cavalry rider. He's wearing a black helmet that also covers his face completely. His helmet is shaped as if it was a face with a nose and a mouth. The only thing we can tell is he has some melee weapon, and he's a horse archer as well. The season of the battle is going to be summer, time of day morning, and we are going to be on the defending side. And just a heads up, the game stutters a bit sometimes. I won't be commenting on that. Hitting start, we're met with a loading screen that says Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, and the screen is a snowy mountain where hardened warriors wearing furs and battle adornments are crossing the snow. Each man has a thick beard and a stern expression on his face. The battle opens as Arentor stands behind a line of shieldmen. The shieldmen advance towards a clearing in the trees. Our commander Nilos says our plan is to hold a narrow pass as infantry and archers are set to defending and the cavalry are set to defend multiple flanks. It is a lush forest, but the small place that we are going to defend is a clearing of dead trees in sort of a swampy marsh. The shield wall sets itself up against the bank of the water. Arrows begin to rain as soon as they see the enemy cavalry charging towards our cavalry on the left flank. Arentor hides behind the shield wall, not having a shield himself. It's difficult to make it out in the distance, but on the other side of the riverbank there is a cavalry excursion going on. Arentor looks back to see the commander Nilos standing stoically behind her troops. He's on horseback. On the right, we now see an enemy shield wall approaching. They, however, foolishly have archers in front of the shield wall, where we have them behind, and we can see our archers are cutting them down, one by one. The shields in front of Arentor are filled with arrows. The cavalry behind seems to get antsy a bit as the enemy begins to approach. They're slowly pushing up. On the left side, Arentor looks and sees the flank of our cavalry is getting pushed back a bit. 2 of our Battanian scouts head up on the right on horseback before quickly turning around. Confused, Arentor looks to the left and sees a cavalry charge. Seeing the oncoming horde, Nilos says to remain defensive. Arentor raises his axe, ready for the first target. The cavalry charge pierces through the shield wall. Arentor swings wildly, misses. As the cavalry breaks the line, 2 more riders come to Arentor. He swings and he misses. But another swings once more, catches Imperial rider in a glancing blow in the leg. 22 damage dealt. Arentor realizes the chaos he's in and pushes his way out of the mosh pit. He's to the right of the shield wall and looks back and sees the enemy shield lines has come clashing with our shield wall. Springing into action, Arentor treats 3 enemies' necks as if they were trees and he was a lumberjack. He kills 2 and does 95 damage to one other. As cavalry begins pushing him out of the way, the chaos ensues. Arentor pushed back away from the shield wall line. He's now surrounded by enemy cavalry. takes a hit to the arm. Blood pools on his arm and back as he tries to rejoin the line. Raises his axe, ready to strike. However, there is no clear target in all the chaos. He stands on a hill of bodies, realizing the lines are starting to reform. Nylos says, "Our plan is to form a defensive ring around our ranged troops." And Nylos heads towards it. He sees 2 enemy cavalry chasing one of our own and charges forth. No luck though, as he's not mobile enough to catch the horses. Another rider. He hits him in the stomach with another wide swing from the right. 89 damage. As the allies form a defensive ring of a shield wall around archers, Arentor finds an imperial horse that must have lost its rider. He mounts it, pointed axe in hand. He begins his own charge towards a hunted archer. Takes an arrow to the hand. The screen goes red with pain, but it only stiffens his grip on his axe. He comes up behind a rider, leaves his back with a rightward swing, and on the leftward backswing he gets an archer as well. Another rider cuts through all 3 as he continues his warpath. Takes another arrow to the arm, and his horse takes 2 arrows in the neck, almost completely covered in blood on his right side. He circles around the shield wall of his allies, putting men between him and his enemies. To the right of the ring shield wall, there are plenty of horses that are riderless. He finds a new horse and mounts it. There's a blood spot on the horse, but not from the horse, from the previous rider that no longer is with us. He charges forth and immediately heads towards another rider, Imperial heavy horseman, and cuts through him with 136 damage, axe blow to the clavicle, and another rider shortly behind, same fate. After his carnage, Arentor runs by his allies. He rides towards the cavalry charge that's oncoming. Realizing it's a stupid mistake and foolhardily bravado, he falls back. Arrows keep coming his way. Once again, behind the shield ring, he heads towards the horde of oncoming riders. They're all mounted archers. In anticipation for the upcoming ranged battle, he pulls out his throwing axes. He's got 6. He throws his tomahawk, headshot, 123 damage right to the face. He circles around them, wildly tossing more into the mosh pit of men and horses alike. Cavalry begins their charge, and Arentor gives chase. Our allied cavalry is coming down the hill that the mounted cavalry are heading towards. However, they seem to be circling the shield ring, peppering them with arrows. Taking notice of Arentor, some riders give chase. He throws axes, but misses. He misses an axe throw at them as he goes behind the shield ring once more. Once again, circling around the shield ring, Arentor is trying to put as much distance between him and his pursuers as possible. Another group of cavalry is on the left. Arentor and an Imperial rider charge towards each other, both swinging wildly, miss. However, another comes. Arentor raises up his axe and hits him in the left oblique with a strong strike for 77 damage. Misses his second axe swing as the Imperial rider ducks under, while slashing in through the side of Arentor, dealing 32 damage. Arentor, having been injured once again, he starts to ride off back into the tree line to protect himself. His entire right side is covered in blood. In a brief moment of reprieve, he looks back at the battle and sees the enemy cavalry is still skirmishing the other side of the shield ring. New orders come from Nylos. Our plan is to form a defensive ring around our ranged troops. And Arentor, refusing to be on the sidelines, charges forth. However, the enemy retreats. The battle is won. Looking back at all the blood on the floor and the bodies, he returns to his men who are now cheering. Raising their spears and shields, they begin to celebrate. Arrows still sticking out of his hand. Arentor gets off the Imperial horse. Once more looks upon the battlefield. Bodies of men and horse alike litter the ground. Some in the river, some in the grassland. Still blood-soaked. Arentor looks at his men and feels pride in the combat that they fought. Scoreboard appears, and we see that Arentor got 8 kills, which is probably my best game yet because I'm terrible at this game. But if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do down below. And thanks for watching. This is Soundwave Spectre, and I'll catch you on the next one.